So Bitunix is probably going to be the first exchange you've never heard of that, in my opinion, is amazing. And I really believe that. I've been in crypto over 8 years now, and this is a very easy exchange to use. And it's open to the UK. KYC is a bit of a problem in the UK. FCA, you can jump in. There's a link below. Now, the reason why I say link below is because limited time only. There's not many spaces left. You get $10 if you sign up, and if you deposit some monies, you also get some futures bonuses. But today we're going to go through a little bit of a walkthrough, talk-through, tutorial of how it is, what it is, why it works, and why I really like it. And learning crypto as a trading provider for education, which is what we've done for a while now, we've been looking for somewhere to go for a very, very, very long time that is fully open to the UK to allow people to trade. There's nothing worse than having people come in and go, I want to trade, but I can't. This is one thing that has solved that problem, and we're going to go through it. So strap in, leave a like. If you like trading content and want educational content, obviously subscribe as well, because we'll be doing a lot more content. You're going to see a lot more from me as well. And let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is obviously volume and basically credibility. We have financial reserves. We have situations of where and how long it's been around for and where it's got licenses and all kinds of good stuff, right? It is getting pretty juicy, but 21 billions in terms of derivative volume, that is quite a lot versus some of the other exchanges out there. So it is relatively decent. If I showcase that, this is derivative volume. If you go for the last 24 hours, you can see there's some big ones, but ultimately, obviously, Binance and stuff like that. But it's up with Bybit, it's up with OKX. It's pretty decent. So liquidity, not a problem, which is fantastic. Whereas if you're trading on likes of Kraken, you may well find you might get a bit of an issue there. So let's get into the obvious, right? This is my account. Nothing crazy. If you are interested, and let me know in the comments if you're a Learning Crypto member, if you want to see like a trading challenge from myself, I am openly going to expose myself and go back to trading, so to speak, right? One thing I've never done in my life, and I want to do it, is day trade. I don't know why. Don't know why, but let's go for it. I want to just open myself up and see how crap I am. So if you want to see how I fail, crack on and follow on Learning Crypto. So let's get into it. When you make an account, it's like that. It's very, very quick and easy. Obviously, you got your wallet, like anything else. You can put a direct deposit in there from anywhere, from any exchange. You have to do KYC if you want to do Apple Pay or Google Pay, whatever. And obviously, yes, you've got Spot. Spot's easy, very, very simple. Same situation, deposit like anything else. You've also got futures. Now, the simple situation with futures is very obvious, let's be honest here. You basically transfer it over. So you go to your assets and you transfer it over. Easy peasy. Obviously, deposit button there, withdraw button there. Yeah, kind of obvious, I know. So we've got a little bit of money to play with, so to speak, right? In terms of spot market, spot orders, it's just same spot. Nice, easy, fresh, full screen. It looks beautiful. But just be mindful that this is spot only, right? This bit. Obviously, yes, with spot, you got multiple assets you can buy and sell and do whatever the hell. You don't have to use leverage. I will give you a little bit of a leverage tutorial in this video so you can understand how it all works and why it's amazing if you know what you're doing, so to speak. So don't get blown up. So obviously, if we wanted to say buy Litecoin, you can put whatever orders in, limit order, buy whatever, blah, blah, blah. Easy. Obviously, I don't have any money in here, so it's kind of pointless to showcase that, but it's up to you. What I like about this one, and in any exchange, is it's simple, it's clean, it's nothing too crazy. If you want to do split layout, you can, and you can put in other assets in there if you so wish to. And it's entirely up to you how you want to do this, but obviously you've got Bitcoin in there, Litecoin in there. You can change it all around, and also you can move a lot of this around in terms of like settings. So there's a lot of settings you can move around, buy, sell volume. You know, there's settings here in terms of certain functionality for the trade side of it, but when you get to the futures one, you'll notice there's even more settings. It's like, oh my God. So let's go into the futures side of it, right? Now, futures, I want to make a disclaimer. What you see here, entirely up to you how you interpret it. It is educational content. Don't blow yourself up with leverage, right? Obviously, right now, what we're seeing is a market is starting to flow up a little bit, which is nice to see. And we're going to kind of make some moves. So realistically, it's up to you. The Bitfinex kind of pricing points, if you're wondering, in features information, which is below my head, by the way, from Bybit, Binance, and BitGet. So make sure you're using any of those on TradingView if you're using it, or you can use this actual bit of gear, so to speak, right? So overall, the things that I really like is the fact of when you've last made trades, you can actually see what they've been doing. Pretty cool. You can also split view them if you want to on your last assets. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of things you can do. And with this, you can actually move stuff around. You can delete stuff, you can move stuff, you can set own layouts, which is pretty nice. There's also other settings as well. If I press on the settings tab, same sort of situation with obviously this side of it. But when you go to the right hand side, there's loads of settings for your entries, your orders, what positions you're in, if you're in hedge mode, if you want nominal value set to whatever. Now I set mine to USD. Nominal value, it's easy. And with asset mode, you can have it as multiple assets or single asset. I prefer single asset, right? With the leverage side of it, I prefer isolate. It's entirely up to you. For obvious reasons, yes, you can use cross, but that's mainly if you've got a big balance, and more importantly, if you're doing multiple trades and you're using that balance to kind of be the margin. Obviously, isolated, you will get liquidated at the set price, which we will go on to in more detail in a second. So that's that side of it. Personally, whatever. Leverage, in my opinion, doesn't matter. It's all about how much you're putting on and where your stop losses are and what your trade setup is. You can have whatever leverage you want, as low or whatever. Personally, I prefer high leverage because I'd rather use exchange money than my own money personally, but we will go through that. Now, let's talk about a potential random setup. Now, obviously, yes, you can look at certain things. Now, what I've been looking at is injective this morning. Nothing crazy happening realistically, and I think we are going to go into the US market going probably up, so to speak. But we'll see. But we're just going to do test trades here, and I'm going to show you it in an open trade and how it kind of works. So if we look at, say, I don't know, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of looking semi-okay. It's probably going to be very, very risky. But what we'll do is we'll put in a random order. But what we're going to do first, we'll do a limit order at, say, $96,000, right? 96,000. Let's just put whatever, 10% on nominal value, which is important, by the way. And if we're going buy, we need to also set a stop loss. Now, for me, we'll obviously look at this level here, 95,500. These are random numbers. This is not really a setup. Now, in that situation, above my head, you can somewhat see it. There you go. 3.5 or $3.50 you will lose if your stop loss is hit. So if I press the buy button, it will set up essentially that side of it, and it'll set up your orders here, your stop losses here, and you can move these around, and also you can set a TP if you so wish to. You know, the TP can go up here and it will do it for you automatically as a potential area for you to look at. Now that's obviously just a limit order. That order hasn't hit yet. We'll do it for a live trade in a second, but that's just showcasing how it kind of all works and how fluid it is. When you go into a live trade, it actually shows you the liquidation levels, which is quite neat and tidy as well. And I really, really like that. So what we'll do, we'll go into a random market execution order. We'll go long, bollocks, why not? We'll do the same stop loss, 95,500. We'll lose $2 if this goes shit-shaped, but who cares? Let's go long, right? Obviously, slippage involved. The higher the asset, the better the asset, more volume, the better you're going to have in terms of slippage. Right, liquidation level is all the way 86,000. So there's your liquidation level. Obviously, there's your buy point. We're currently going up right now, and things are looking great. Problem we have is, where do we get out? Well, one thing that I do like about this exchange is the fact that you can close a set amount. So, for example, here, what about if we want to do a little TP at, say, 96,400 for, say, 25% of the position? You're going to close that position at a little bit of a profit rate. At that point, boom, automatically done for you. Very, very easy. If you are not happy with your stop loss, you can always zip it up at real-time value on the actual application. And this also works, by the way, on the app in the exact same way, which is fantastic. Other bits of information, obviously, your realized profit, which is, or P&L, which obviously includes a fee. Your margin rate, which is 4%. Currently, I've only got $300 odd, so it's obviously going to be quite low. Liquidation levels, obviously, market price, margin, whatever, right? Now, obviously, the margin is $31 or $32. Every time we double the value, obviously, if we get, like, say, a 10% move on Bitcoin, we're going to make $31, $32. That's how leverage works. It's basically on the margin. Higher the volume, less slippage, but ultimately the margin remains a margin, the leverage remains a leverage. So if I go to 100x and we've still got 31, every single time we do a 1% move, we're going to double our money, so to speak, right? If that makes sense. But the liquidation levels are going to be a lot shorter and tighter. Therefore, there's more risk of you getting hit by your stop loss, which is a problem. Now, cards, by far the best on here. Look at these cards. Some of these are amazing. You've got Sheep, you've got Batman, you've got Moons, you've got SpongeBob. Amazing. So I really like that. And that's it. In terms of how simple this exchange is, mega simple, in my opinion. So we're now looking to, say, close our position figure. Oh, well, yeah. Tell you what, we'll leave it. We'll go to somewhere else. We'll go to Polkadot and we'll go do a short. But what we're going to do, we're going to go higher leverage. We're going to go up to like 60. We're going to go onto a market open, but we're going to be open short, right? So again, low amounts, sell TP because we're looking at that. If we're looking for a sell order, we'll probably look at 485, give or take, which again, quite a juicy number. But obviously what's happening here is the leverage is much higher. So you will have to go and just zip your amount risk down for obvious reasons. So we are now playing with $530, not the amount that we were playing with before, because we've basically 6 times the leverage, right? Go short, bosh. There you go. Our stop loss is currently above liquidation levels, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So we need to adapt that position and make sure we've got our stop loss even tighter below that stop loss level. Again, very, very easy to do, but if you're playing with high leverage, you're going to get burned with situations like that. Obviously, what you're seeing here is 31 cents is now, look, the fee and the slippage is very, very different. We're currently 5% up at the moment, which we'll showcase in this, but ultimately it only showcases the profit that you've got because it's showcasing the fact that you have got elements of fee taking involved, which is hugely important. Again, margin ratio 34% on this one because we've gone a little bit deeper. And yeah, you could find yourself in a bit of an issue when you're using high leverage, to be mindful. Again, if we wanted to just flash close that, we probably would make nothing, to be honest with you, because of the fees. But at the end of the day, you can kind of see the situation here. It's very, very simple to use. If we wanted to close any position, as always, you can do the quantity at a certain point, or most importantly, you can do flash close and just bin it. If you think it's going to turn on you, you can press the reverse button and it will basically swap it around. Simple, really. So there you go. What we're going to do, flash close, goodbye. And that's it. Closed. Probably made a loss there, realistically. Again, likewise, if we wanted to just close this, we can do it in so many ways. If we wanted to close at a limit order at a set price on, say, Bitcoin, if I press a Bitcoin button, there you go. You can close it at whatever price is, whatever nominal value of your order. But personally, I would rather just go to this, whatever the last price is, or the market price, or whatever price I choose to do it, and go 100%. Which makes it much easier. But for demonstrations and purposes, we can just press a flash close. If you want to adjust any sort of TPs at certain levels, you can do it here if you want to, partials, whatever. But personally, as I say, I like to do it at the start. It makes more sense. You can move your stop loss up and down, whatever. And as you can see, it moves it for you. So we'll bin that one and off we go. If you don't like having, say, the orders on here and stuff like that, you can change that. As I said before, you can go to here and you can basically remove certain positions, certain situations of where you've had market orders on before and notifications and wherever you've done whatever, if you so wish to. But that's essentially it in terms of a nutshell of the absolute Billy basics. And it really is super, super straightforward to use this exchange. Other things that they do have is also copy trading. If you want to go and copy some traders, you can. I've never really looked at this fully yet, but there's this site is on every exchange. Personally, I'd rather look a bit deeper than 7 days. I'd rather look at like 90 days, see what people are doing and see what the return is, and obviously certain situations over a period of time, not 7 days. But yeah, you can kind of see which is popular and which is not. But there we go. Super straightforward, super easy exchange to use for both for long short on futures or for spot. It's absolute doddle, brilliant exchange. Recommended.